King decrees all Malaysians to obey movement control order. You're watching Updates at Noon. I'm Brendan Lipal. Now, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah has decreed all Malaysians to obey the movement control order and to give full cooperation containing the spread of COVID-19 infections in the country. Comptroller of the Royal Household of Istana Negara, Dato' Ahmad Fadil Shamsuddin, said His Majesty nevertheless said the people should face the situation calmly to help the government and the relevant authorities tackle the situation effectively. In a statement issued by Istana Negara, Al-Sultan Abdullah urged the people not to take the movement control lightly. The people were also asked to follow the guidelines and preventive measures issued by the Ministry of Health to ensure safety and well-being of families, communities and beloved country. He said Al-Sultan Abdullah also viewed seriously the rising number of positive COVID-19 cases in Malaysia and had placed his full trust in the government and the authorities to discharge their duties in containing the spread of the disease. The Royal Malaysia Police has withdrawn its plan to impose interstate travel restriction due to the COVID-19 outbreak. Now, Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Abdul Hamid Bador in a statement said the decision was made after the directive had caused congestion at police stations and bus terminals. Tan Sri Abdul Hamid said the order for people to obtain a permit for interstate travel was temporarily suspended until the situation eases. The large influx of people heading to police stations requesting interstate travel permits due to the mistaken belief that anyone could request them. The movement control order announced by the government on Monday takes effect from today to 31st of March to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Now, the Ministry of Finance is working closely with Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM, the Securities Commission, SC, and Bursa Malaysia to ensure that the capital and financial markets continue to run transparently and systematically following the movement control order. Now, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Aziz in a statement said the COVID-19 pandemic has battered the global economy over the past few weeks, adding BNM, the SC, and Bursa Malaysia have acted proactively in monitoring the situation both locally and globally. Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul said the move was taken to ascertain the COVID-19 effects and to evaluate the appropriate measures to be taken to ensure the integrity of the capital and financial markets. He also said that this was not the first time that the country's economy had faced adverse challenges. The Finance Minister added that the ministry would continue to strengthen the facilities, regulations and processes and the market buffers to be able to face volatilities and uncertainties. Now, a special working committee will be set up to formulate mitigation plan to address the issues of the movement of people, goods and services between Malaysia and Singapore following the latest development of the COVID-19 outbreak and the announcement of the movement control order on Monday. Now, the committee will be jointly chaired by Minister of Defence, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, Johor Menteri Besar, Datuk Hasni Mohamad, and a Singaporean cabinet representative. In a statement, Dato' Hasni said the committee would be tasked with formulating mitigation plan for managing common interests between Malaysia and Singapore, particularly in ensuring the smooth and safe movements of Malaysians working in Singapore. The committee will then present recommendations to the Prime Minister of both countries for further action. He said the committee also would notify the progress of related issues from time to time. Now, the body of a 34-year-old Malaysian man, one of the first two COVID-19 fatalities recorded in the country, was safely buried at a Muslim cemetery in Johor Bahru, Johor, at about 9 p.m. last night. The remains of the victim arrived from the Sultanah Aminah Hospital, HSA, at 8:16 p.m. At 8:45 p.m., about 10 men dressed in personal protective gear carried his remains on a stretcher. No one, including the media, was allowed near the cemetery until the funeral was completed. The man was diagnosed with a fever on the 5th of March and received treatment at Hospital Permai in Johor Bahru on the 12th of March after he was diagnosed with COVID-19. His conditions deteriorated and he was admitted to the intensive care unit before his death yesterday. Sime Darby Berhad, SDB, and Valesto Energy Berhad chairman Dato Abdul Rahman Ahmad has been preliminarily tested positive for COVID-19. Now, SDB and Valesto, in a statement yesterday, informed its chairman is now under the care of a health facility. The statement also said that the company is working with the relevant authorities to ensure that the health and safety of its employees, including proactively identifying those who have been in close contact with its chairman. In line with the government's movement control order announced recently, SDB's Malaysian premises will be closed from today until the 31st of March, and all its Malaysia-based employees will work remotely. The statement added that SDB is committed to doing its part in mitigating the spread of COVID-19 and will make further announcements as and when there are new developments. Meanwhile, Valesto Energy Berhad, in a separate statement, said its chairman has not been at its Kuala Lumpur office premise nor met its employees since the 26th of February 2020. But nonetheless, the company has taken necessary precautionary and hygiene measures at its office in Kuala Lumpur. Valesto is currently undertaking the necessary precautionary measures in line with the government's movement order directive. Meanwhile, Perusahaan Automobil Kedua Sendirian Berhad, or Perodua, will suspend all operations and its head office, manufacturing facilities, sales and service centres, as well as body and paint outlets nationwide from today to the 31st of March, following the movement control order imposed by the Malaysian government in response to the COVID-19 pandemic that has gripped the nation. In a statement released, its president and CEO, Dato' Zainal Abidin Ahmad, said, due to this, new vehicle deliveries, servicing and body and paint services are expected to resume only after the movement control order is lifted. He also said their outlet personnel may contact customers during this period to provide explanations and clarification and seek for customers' patience and understanding during this time. The president added and expressed hope all Malaysians will cooperate with this government directive and limit their movement as much as possible to curb the spread of COVID-19. Besides Perodua, Bunsiu Honda also announced it would shut down its operations from 18 to the 31st of March. And in its statement, Bunsiu said it would tentatively resume business operations on the 1st of April. Now, to clear the air, the public are reminded that the movement control order announced by our Prime Minister, effective today, is not a curfew order. As such, the National Security Council has come out with 6 basic restrictions imposed between 18th and the 31st of March. The Council has also released its frequently asked questions concerning the movement control order to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus. They are as follows. Now, the government will continue efforts to trace and recover the One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB funds. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin had ordered the special task force to retrieve monies from various countries following their briefing on the status of the shouldered task.
The Prime Minister's Office, PMO, in a statement said, so far a total of 1.4 billion ringgit has been recovered, while another 6.9 billion ringgit has been identified by the task force that was put in charge. The task force, according to the PMO, has also provided details of the action taken to bring back suspected 1MDB misappropriated funds in 17 countries. The special task forces comprise representatives from the Attorney General's Chamber, National Financial Crime Centre, Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC), Royal Malaysian Police, Bank Negara Malaysia and the Ministry of Finance.
But first, the National Sports Council, NSC, and National Sports Institute, NSI, have formed a joint action committee to handle the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the committee yesterday decided to shut down all training facilities or training centres and hostels under NSC, in line with the National Security Council's move to implement a nationwide restricted movement order.
This shutdown includes all training centres and facilities in Bukit Jalil, as well as the Mokhtar Dahari Academy in Gambang, ABM 6 College in University Putra Malaysia, the Paralympic Centre of Excellence Kampong Pandan, and the National Sailing Training Centre Langkawi. All athletes and officials, except those who have been quarantined, have been told to go home. The shutdown begins today and will run until the 31st of March, in line with the nationwide restricted movement order. All training programs have also been put on hold. NSC Director General Dato' Ahmad Shapawi Ismail disclosed that all NSC staff will work from home, except for a small team who will be responsible to service the daily needs of the quarantine athletes. Meanwhile, close to 50 people who had been in close contact with national hammer thrower Jackie Wong have been quarantined as the National Sports Council, NSC, took drastic steps to fight COVID-19. NSC Director General Dato' Ahmad Shapawi Ismail recently disclosed that 37 athletes have been quarantined at the Casa One Hostel, National Sports Complex, while 10 officials are under self-quarantine at home. Venues and facilities that Jackie had used at the National Sports Complex in Bukit Jalil were disinfected yesterday. Unrelated to Jackie's case, 16 players and badminton officials who recently returned from overseas competitions are also being quarantined at the Academy Badminton Malaysia ABM in Bukit Kiara. Jackie tested positive for COVID-19 on Monday, and it is believed that he contracted it from his father, who had earlier tested positive. However, it is yet to be determined whether Jackie had been infected when he met his father in Kuala Lumpur on the 1st of March, when his father was still healthy, or in Sarawak on 11 March when his father had already fallen ill.
Now, that's all the time we have here on Updates at Noon. But a reminder of our top story, King decrees all Malaysians to obey movement control order. News on 2 comes on at 7 this evening. Till then, I'm Brendan Lipal. Have a pleasant day.